Hello and welcome to issue 1 of Outlookers the podcast, or if you used to listen to us previously, it's issue 21 of KVIN Tech Chat. I'm Mark Owen and I'm delighted to be back with you again, hosting our relaunched podcast, where we'll be sharing the latest developments in assistive tech, as well as bringing you right up to date with what's happening with us here at Outlookers. There's some old voices and some new ones, as we'll be bringing you the contribution from members in our media group. And the great thing is, this time I get to press buttons that allow me to do things like this.
Outlookers.
The local sightless
Charity.
But here's Ian to tell you more about what we do.
Outlookers, formerly known as the Kirklees Visual Impairment Network, is a charity dedicated to enhancing the lives of people with visual impairments in West Yorkshire. This member-led organisation offers a variety of services aimed at promoting independence and well-being through peer support and technology training.
Thanks, Ian. So if you're familiar with us, you'll know, and if you're new to us, you'll soon find out that tech is at the heart of everything that Outlookers do. So on that very subject, let's get started.
It's time for Tech, another technology review.
In this feature, we're going to share the tech that we find the most useful. So for this first one, I thought I'd share the app that we share the most often, and that is Seeing AI. Now, Seeing AI is great because it's a free app that's available on both Apple and on Android devices, so it doesn't matter which kind of phone you have. It can be used from anything from quickly reading an item or identifying an object, right through to using the wonders of artificial intelligence to get a description of a scene around us. So let's have a go and see how it works.
Short text.
So when I opened Seeing AI, you'll see that the first thing it did was tell me what mode I was in, and in this case it was short text. I'm now going to try and give it some text to read to see how it works. And this is one of our information leaflets, so it might sound familiar to you.
Struggling with your eyesight? We're here for you. Outlookers is run by and for people with sight loss. We offer information, advice and guidance on living with sight loss.
So you'll have heard that it didn't make too bad a job there, the odd mistake, but remember it is a quick read function, and if we wanted to read a more detailed document, we could do that. But the quick read's great for just identifying what an item is. Is it a tin of beans? Is it a tin of peas? So now, let's introduce a further feature, and that's the ability to have a scene described.
Scene preview.
I've opened Seeing AI again, and it's told me this time that I'm in scene mode, and I'm going to do a preview.
Processing. A room with desks and computers.
So you'll see very quickly it gave me a short description of what the room was. But now let's apply the magic of artificial intelligence to find out a little bit more. Only this time it'll take a little bit more time to process.
Processing. The image depicts an office or classroom setting with several objects and furniture. In the foreground, there are 2 tables with white surfaces placed side by side. Behind the tables, the wall behind the desks is plain and light-colored, with some visible pipes running vertically.
So there we are. You can see from that description I've been able to find out a lot more about the scene around me. So that's our very quick introduction into the wonderful world of Seeing AI. There's a lot more that it can do as well. If you'd like to find out more about using Seeing AI or would like a tutorial, don't forget to contact us at Outlookers. You can get in touch with us in the usual ways. Now here's Sam with a really important announcement.
Outlookers update. So we are very pleased to announce that the Valley Rally is back for 2024. This is our big fundraising event of the year. It's a sponsored walk supported by Valley Opticians, and this year the course will go from Honley to Lockwood and back to Honley in an approximate 8-mile circular route. So please save the date to your diary, Saturday the 28th of September, and keep an eye on all our social media channels for updates as and when they happen.
Voices of the Outlookers community with CJ.
Thanks, Ian. And in this episode, we have Martin Etherley.
Hi, everybody. I'm Martin, and I'm one of the volunteers who's involved in doing the media group. That's doing the podcasts and the videos and whatever else we get up to as well. And we all decided that it might be quite nice for us to just introduce ourselves and tell us a bit about us. So I'm the guinea pig on the one. I got my arm twisted at first. So here we go. So I'm 60. I live in Liversedge, and I've been involved with Outlookers probably since 2010, but it was called KVIM back in the day, and it was a very, very, very small group of people, and we only did it one day a week on a Friday, but I heard about KVIN Outlookers from the Talking newspaper. And at that time, I was struggling to use my mobile phone, as in I couldn't see the screen right. And also, my laptop was becoming a challenge for the same reason. So I came over to Huddersfield and met Martin and Brian and David. And I had an iPhone thrust in my hand very quickly, and it took me a while to get to grips with it, but I mastered that, and then I started to use and had some training from for JAWS, which is a screen reader for your computer. So I eventually got to grips with that. It did make me head spin for a while, but it certainly was an improvement with struggling on trying to use my sight, which was getting worse, obviously. What I enjoy doing is, some of you will know, but I do play ukulele, and I've also got a bass guitar. My partner is Jules, and we've done a few things where we play ukulele. We did the concert in November, so some of you might have seen us on the video on that, playing along, and we enjoy doing that. It's a really great instrument to learn is the ukulele, because you've only got 4 strings. So if you're thinking about something easy to learn to play, well, ukulele could just fit your bill. The one other big passion what I do, and that everybody's probably thinking, oh no, is tandem trekkers, which we are now based in Murfield, and that is a visually impaired tandem cycling group. We've been going 10 years this year, and it originally started off as a KVIN group, and it was discussed in a pub that 2 guys talking decided, well, wouldn't it be nice to get back on a tandem like we used to? So they made a funding bid, and we got some money, and it enabled us to buy 1 new tandem and 2 second-hand ones. So that's where it started. And 10 years later, we've got 21 tandems now, and there's nearly 100 people involved in the group. The group itself, the visually impaired person or the blind person is called a stoker. and your lead rider is your sighted pilot. That's what we call them. They're usually a good cyclist. We train people up on a track session, which is the first Saturday of every month, usually at Leeds Road Sports Complex. So we'll teach you how to ride a tandem. Because if it's been a while, it just gives you a fantastic feeling of freedom, and you can have some great conversations on the back of a bike with your pilot. The pilot will give you audio description of what's going on around you. We ride, like I say, it's the first Saturday in the month is the track session, but the rides we do, we get all over the place. We do the Spen Valley Greenway, Penistone, we go to Dunford Bridge. Last weekend we were in the Dalby Forest, which was a track ride. There is a bit of road riding on it, but to start with, people are better off starting off on track, on like greenways, like the Spen Valley Greenway or Penistone. But it's really, really great fun. It's something I absolutely love doing because it's all about the banter, the people who we have come along to Trekkers. It's just a fantastic place to be. If you want to hear anything about that, you can go on to Tandem Trekkers, and that's with 2ks.org.uk. So that's my plug for Tandem Trekkers. I got my love of music really from my dad, because my dad was a semi-professional musician in the late 60s, early 70s, and he played all the local clubs, working men's clubs in West Yorkshire, and he was in a band called the Winton Four. My dad played bass and rhythm guitar, and we actually moved down to Devon in 1974, where my dad continued to enjoy playing music. He met somebody and they formed a duo, and a few years later, when I was 15, some of you may remember the song called Cavatina, which is theme from The Deer Hunter. Now, my dad's friend John was a really good lead guitarist. My dad could play the rhythm, but he couldn't play the bass at the same time. So I said, oh, could I do that? Do you think I could learn that? So when I was 15, I started to play the bass guitar, and I did play with them, and we actually did it on a concert, and I was hooked after that. So those are the brief outlines about me, and I hope you found it interesting. All right, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye now.
Outlookers.
The local sightless
Charity.
So that's the voice of our member Martin. But what if you want to become part of us? Here's Sam to tell you how.
What's on this month at Outlookers? news, events and information with Sam Heaton.
Full details of all groups, events and activities can be found on the What's On page on our website, which is outlookers.org.uk. But here is a quick introductory list to where you can find us across Kirklees. Every Wednesday in Batley from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the Whitfield Centre, WF17 6HP. Every Thursday in Dewsbury from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the 3 Strand Cafe, part of Long Causeway Church, WF12 8EN. You can join us every Friday in Huddersfield from 10:30 until 12 noon inside Brian Jackson House, HD1 5JP. You can join us on the fourth Monday of every month in Birstall from 10:30 until 12 noon within the Library and Information Centre, WF17 9EN. You can join us on the first and third Fridays of every month in Cleckheaton from 10:30 until 12:30 inside the Rose and Crown Public House, BD19 5ET. You can join us on the second and fourth Monday of every month in Home Firth from 10:30 until 12:30 inside the Tech, HD9 3AR. You can join us on the second Tuesday of every month in Meltham from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at the Crossroads Centre, HD9 4AG. On the first and third Monday of every month in Murfield from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at the Night and Day Cafe Bar, WF14 8AT. You can also join us on Zoom every Thursday for the crochet group, 2:30 until 3:30, and every Friday for the members' general chat session, 2 p.m. until 3 p.m.
Outlookers.
The local sightless
Charity.
Yes, there really are so many ways that you can get involved. But if you'd like to find out more, don't forget you can visit our website at www.outlookers.org.uk. You can email us on info@outlookers.org.uk. You can phone us on 01924 445 222. And you can follow us on Facebook and X. And visit our YouTube channel, where you can find this podcast and other useful productions. We really do hope that you've enjoyed this, the first of our Outlookers the podcasts. We're aiming for it to be monthly, and it will be available on all the usual podcast platforms. But for now, we'll leave the final word to our Chair of Trustees and founding member, David Quarmby.
Well, we've come to the end of our first new podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. Take care and thanks for listening.